Hey everybody, and welcome to Deep Cuts, a new Generally Speaking special series where we go beyond the Bravo headlines and the reality TV drama to uncover the real souls behind the storylines. And we are kicking things off with the one and only, you guessed it, Teresa Giudice. The table-flipping reality star known for her fiery loyalty, explosive emotions, and being the longest-running fire starter on The Real Housewives of New Jersey. And by now it's become clear to everyone that Teresa's blind loyalty to Louis, her horrible behavior, and her out-of-control hate for her sister-in-law is not an act. It's actually a reflection of something much deeper, a painful lack of self-love. And it's her lack of self-love that keeps her trapped in these toxic cycles of judgment and rejection and conflict. In this episode, we're going to explore why Teresa stays loyal to the dysfunction, how her unresolved wounds keep her stuck, and the spiritual cost of holding on to that pain. And this isn't just for Teresa, this is for anyone and everyone who struggles to love themselves. I personally know this territory very well. I struggled with self-love for years. I mean, for the first 40 years of my life, I had none. I didn't know self-love. I knew it sounded good, like a place I wanted to be, but I didn't know where to find it or how to get there. And I was actively looking. I mean, I was looking everywhere, but all I could seem to find was more self-loathing. I couldn't find the self-love. I couldn't find the self-love to save my life. And then one day, by the grace of God, it found me. And God struck me when it did, everything changed. And when I say everything, I mean everything. And that was over 12 years ago. And every day since then has felt like a dream, an absolute gift, even on the shitty days. My personal journey through trauma, addiction, and awakening showed me the life-changing power of self-love. It is a force so strong that it can break the chains of pain and introduce you to the kind of life that you've only ever imagined. So whether you're a Bravo fan or just someone looking for healing, this is the conversation for you. Let's get into it. So Teresa's always been a figure defined by her fierce loyalty to her family, to her reputation, to her identity as a strong woman. Her tension-filled dynamic with her sister-in-law Melissa is infamous. And if we're going to be honest, the real reason that the show's been put on pause. But here's what most people miss. Teresa's rejection of Melissa isn't just about personal dislike or family rivalry. It's a mirror for Teresa's own inner conflict, a reflection of the parts of her own self that she struggles to accept. And the truth is, when we lack deep self-love, we can't fully accept others, especially those who challenge our sense of security or threaten our identity. Teresa's inability to embrace Melissa is a painful example of how inner wounds manifest as outer conflict, because underneath, she's wrestling with feelings of insecurity, fear of abandonment, and that desperate, relentless need to control the narrative, all in an attempt to protect her pain. The question is, why do Teresa and so many of us stay loyal to painful patterns and toxic relationships? It's not about stubbornness or weakness. It's about survival. It's a survival strategy, and it is born from our deepest wounds. When you've never really felt safe or worthy inside, you'll cling to what's familiar, even if that hurts you. You stay loyal to the chaos because that feels like control, and you fight to be right because peace just feels like you're giving up. You mistake external validation for love, and you perform to be seen and accepted. I remember those days. I remember it well. I never did drugs growing up. In fact, I hated them, and I hated anyone that did them. And then one day in my mid-30s, I found myself trapped in a pain pill addiction that almost killed me, numbing out wounds that I didn't want to face, didn't know how to face, was too afraid to face, and I was in a war for my life. And it was that love, that self-love, not just surface love, but deep, radical, unshakable self-love that finally freed me and allowed me to win that war. And that's the power that Teresa's story calls us to witness. I mean, just look at Teresa's life today. It reflects the cost of staying loyal to that dysfunction. I mean, that marriage to Louis is a mess. She's facing mounting tax bills of hundreds of thousands of dollars. And as her isolation grows, she keeps leaning on Gia more and more to do the heavy lifting for that entire family. She's still trying to sell herself as the misunderstood warrior, but underneath all that armor is a woman who is desperate and scared and hurt and unhealed. But here's the thing. When we blame the rest of the world for our pain and our problems, we can't heal because we stop the growth process. Wounds need to heal. You can't keep living in them and expect things to get any better. That's not the way it works. If we don't keep growing, we get trapped in our wounds and then into the labels that those wounds shape us into. And then we stay trapped in those roles that no longer serve us. Warriors, victims, survivors, confusing those labels for who we really are at our essence. Teresa's story is a reminder to all of us. Unhealed wounds don't hurt just us. They hurt everyone around us. But here's the good news. Healing is possible, and it's never too late to turn it all around. And if I can take my life from the shit to the stars, then so can you. It starts when you realize that you don't have to stay in chaos to feel important. You don't need external validation to know your worth, and you don't have to hold on to pain to protect yourself. Self-love changed my life top to bottom, inside and out. The moment that I truly began loving myself is the same moment that I stopped self-sabotaging. And doesn't it make sense? You would never sabotage someone that you love. You would never do that to someone you love. You would do that to someone that you secretly loathe, but not someone you love. Loving yourself completely is the most radical, liberating, freeing act that you will ever experience. And from personal experience, I can promise you this. Changing your relationship with yourself will change every single relationship in your life. Every single one. And it not only transforms your relationships, but it transforms the way you walk through the world. It changes the way you relate. It changes your perspective, the way you interpret things. It changes your confidence. It changes the way you feel when you wake up in the morning. It will change your words. It will change your tone. And most importantly, your inner peace. For Teresa and for anyone listening, choosing self-love means aligning yourself with universal love and giving yourself an opportunity to rewrite your script. You guys, self-love is the antidote to all of the dysfunction. And it is the pathway to your purpose and your truth and the true essence of who you are. So that being said, here's my question for you. Where are you still loyal to pain or to drama or to versions of yourself that are built for survival and not thriving? Is it your family, your friendships, your career, your own self-talk? Which part of you is holding on to dysfunction because it feels safer than change? And what if you chose to love yourself so deeply and so completely that you no longer needed to earn love or approval from anyone? Because that's the challenge, that's the healing, and that is the freedom. All right, everybody, let's close with this affirmation. I release what no longer serves my highest self. I choose love over fear. I am worthy, whole, and way more than enough. Okay, now take a deep breath and let that sit in. And if what you heard here today resonated with you, please make sure you share this episode, because this isn't just about one woman on reality TV. It's about all of us learning to break free of our own toxic cycles and choose healing. And next time you find yourself judging someone else, maybe even Teresa, pause and ask yourself this: where am I still loyal to something I've outgrown? And then gently choose yourself and keep choosing yourself, because ultimately, the greatest commitment that you will ever make is the one you make to yourself. All right, everybody, thanks for listening to Deep Cuts, a Generally Speaking special series. I'm Jen, and I'll see you next time as we keep uncovering the souls behind the storylines. Stay rooted in love, everybody. We'll see you next time.